Welcome to this map tutorial. This video is designed to help you develop a complete academic plan using MAP for those of you who are working on completing an associate degree or certificate without transferring. If you are unsure whether or not you might transfer, you should create a plan using the MAP tutorial for undecided students because that plan will help you develop a plan to create a general associate degree that could also be used to transfer. This tutorial is designed for students who are certain that you are not transferring and you just want to complete a certificate program or associate degree. All students are required to have a comprehensive academic plan completed in MAP and approved by a counselor by the time you complete 15 units, or you'll be prevented from registering for your classes. So it's important to do this as early as possible to avoid delays in your registration process. You're free to change your goal and create a new plan in MAP at any time, but the plan we'll create together right now is an easy way to build your first complete plan in MAP and have this requirement cleared for you. This is an interactive tutorial video, so I'll be giving you instructions on how to complete your own academic plan in MAP, so by the end of this video, you will have your own complete academic plan. Building a complete plan takes time, so please give yourself about 30 minutes to build a plan. You can always start a plan now and finish at a later time if you'd prefer. In order to get started, position this video on the left of your screen and open a browser window and place that browser on the right of your screen next to this tutorial video. You can resize your browser window and this video so that the two fit your full screen side by side. Be sure to use only Firefox or Chrome browsers when using MAP because these two work the best. If you have not done this already, go ahead and pause this video and open your browser window so that the screen on your left is this tutorial video where you can start and stop the video whenever you need, and the screen on your right is a new browser window. In the browser you just opened, navigate to the saddleback.edu homepage as you see here in the tutorial video. Once you're at the Saddleback homepage, then log into My Site by clicking here. Remember, you can pause this tutorial video whenever you need to in order to follow along. Once the My Site screen appears, go ahead and log in. If you do not yet know how to log into My Site, click on the Login Help tab under the Login button here and follow the instructions. Once you're in My Site, you'll see a link to My Academic Plan on the left of your screen here. First, expand the My Academic Plan area, then click on New Plan. You may see a window pop up at this point, emphasizing the importance of getting your plan reviewed by a counselor, because on its own, MAP can only be a general guide. Go ahead and click on I Understand to close that window. Then select Associate Degree or Certificate depending on your goal. I'm going to choose an Associate Degree. The next step requires you to choose which Associate Degree or Certificate you'd like to pursue. Select the Saddleback College General Education pattern for students not planning to transfer. If you're completing a certificate, you'll not see that drop-down menu. Now, we need to choose the major or area of study. I'm going to choose a General Studies major because this is one of the quickest routes to finishing the associate degree. If you're unsure which major is best for you based upon the coursework you've already completed, you'll need to discuss this with a counselor. For now, go ahead and select any major you would like. You can create multiple plans to determine which one is best for you. Once you've selected your major or certificate, click on Next to move to the next screen. If you're a brand new student, you may see a window pop up at this point with course recommendations including math, English, and counseling classes. Go ahead and close that window by clicking on the button in the right corner of that box. We'll be including those courses as we build your plan. This is the main screen in MAP that we refer to as the course selection page, where you'll be adding in all the required courses for the goal you've chosen. Once we have added in all the required classes, the next screen will allow us to plan those out semester by semester. To begin, we need to give you some of the highlights about all the details on this screen because it can be a bit overwhelming your first time using MAP. Starting at the top of the screen, always pay attention to any plan alerts or notes that may appear. This is always essential information for you based upon the goal you've selected and will be critical to ensure you create an accurate plan. Just below the plan alerts and notes is the general education section. You can see that for the degree we've selected, there are 10 general education areas, in bold, beginning with language and rationality. On the right of your screen, you can see column headings labeled Planned, In Progress, and Completed. Now click on the Expand All tab under the General Education bar, and we'll find all the course options to meet these requirements. If you've completed any courses that meet general education requirements, you'll see them appear in the Completed column on the right of your screen. Courses that you have completed at other colleges will not automatically appear here. You'll need to meet with a counselor to have courses from other colleges included in your plan. You can see that each area has a heading which indicates how many classes you need and what your options are for each area. We'll come back to this section and select some courses in a minute, but for now, let's scroll down to the next large red bar so we can take a look at the other sections of this page. This next section is your major. We'll be adding in these courses in a minute. You can see there's lots of options to meet the major that I've selected. Just below the major section, you'll come to prerequisites and co-requisites and a summary of your units, as well as electives. Electives are any courses that are not required to meet general education or major units, but are required to reach a total unit count, like 60 for an associate degree. Prerequisites and co-requisites are required courses that have been added into your plan based upon things like math and English placement results and other requirements for the courses you've selected above. The unit summary at the bottom will count the appropriate number of units towards the 60 required for the goal that you've selected. Transfer schools only accept certain courses with certain numbers, but Saddleback College counts all courses with numbers between 1 and 299 towards your associate degree. Now let's start selecting courses and build your academic plan. Scroll back up to the General Education section at the top of your plan. If you selected a certificate program, your plan will not have any general education courses. You can skip past this section to the major and just select the courses prescribed by your major. Each general education area has a summary at the top explaining how many classes you need. I've highlighted that in blue for you. Let's begin by clicking on English 1A. MAP will also include additional required English courses for you based upon your placement test results. If you tested at the Basic Skills English 300 level, you'll need to choose between English 300, 340, or both. You may also need a course to complete the reading competency. If that's the case, you can select English 340 because this course will meet the requirements to move towards English 1A as well as the reading competency. You can check your placement test results under the Assessment tab at the top right of your screen to see which 300 level class you placed in. You'll need to speak to a counselor or your English faculty in person to get more information about which course might be best for you. Either English 340 or 300 will meet the requirement to move on in the required English sequence of classes. I'm going to select English 340 for now to ensure the reading competency is fulfilled. You can speak to a counselor about which course is best for you when you come into counseling to have your plan reviewed. The course in the middle, ESL 350, is for English as Second Language learners. Next, we need to choose one oral communication course. You can mouse over the courses and choose which one you'd prefer. I'm going to select Speech 1 because this will give me some help in public speaking, which is an area I need to improve on. The next area is Math. Math is very difficult for me, so I want to take the lowest level course I can to complete an AA degree, which will be Math 205. This course will not work for transfer, but I'm not planning to transfer, so that's fine. Again, MAP will include the required math prerequisites for me based upon my placement test results. The next two areas I already have courses listed because of the two courses I just selected. English 340 appears here, and the Speech 1 course I selected above will meet the information competency requirement. That brings us to the Fine Arts and Humanities section. When choosing from an area like this, it's always good to choose from topics that interest you. If you choose general ed courses that interest you, you might find a new major that you want to pursue. It's always important to try to fulfill 2 requirements with 1 course if you can. In this area, I'm going to choose CTVR 7, Cross-Cultural Cinema, because this course will also meet a Cultures in the United States requirement below. From the Humanities section, I'd like to take Spanish 1. You can pause the video now and mouse over the courses to decide which courses you'd like to choose. The next section is the Natural Science area. You can choose any course that interests you, but your course must have a lab. I'm going to choose Horticulture 20. And that brings us to the Social and Behavioral Science area. I'd like to choose Psychology 1. In this area, we also must choose 1 course from this American Institutions area. I'm not sure exactly which course to choose, so for now, I'm going to add in what we call a placeholder and choose later. You'll see here on the gray bar, there is a tab with the title Placeholder. If you click on this tab, MAP will allow you to add in a generic course placeholder for this area so that you can choose exactly which course you would like to complete later. Sometimes other factors, such as which courses are available at a particular time of day, might influence the course you would choose from a particular area. So the placeholder can be a useful option because it allows you to build in some flexibility into your plan to make adjustments as you progress. Placeholders allow you to build a complete plan, and you can make more specific decisions later when you're ready to register for a class from one of these areas. You can see the placeholder appears in yellow instead of blue to highlight the fact that you'll need to choose a particular course at some time later. That brings us to the Life Skills area. If you're a new student or a little undecided on your career goal, you should complete a counseling course from this area. Counseling 140 offers an introduction to college, career, and educational planning and is designed to help you be successful in school. I'm going to add in Counseling 140. Just below, you also need to add in Kinesiology 107. The last area, Cultures in the United States, is already fulfilled for me because of the CTVR 7 I added above. You may need to add in a course for this area. We're now ready to add in the courses for the major you've chosen. For the major I need to choose 18 units from one of the sections listed below. There's a Fine Arts and Humanities section listed first, followed by Natural Sciences or Social and Behavioral Sciences. I'm most drawn to the Fine Arts and Humanities category, so I'm going to choose my 18 units from here. I noticed that I can take more Spanish courses, and I really want to increase my Spanish skills, so I'm going to add in Spanish 2 and 3. Then I just need one more course to reach 18 units, so I'm going to add in another cinema course and select CTVR 3 because I love movies and I think this would be an interesting class. If you've added in all your major and general education courses, you can scroll down to the bottom of the screen. You need to make sure that you have 60 units. If you do not yet have 60 units, you need to add in some additional courses to make sure you reach 60. You can choose other courses from the general education area above or the major section, or you can select from the elective section. Once you have 60 units, you are now ready to go to the next screen and plan out all these courses semester by semester and complete your plan. Click on the Next button at the bottom of your screen. The next screen is the Schedule Planning screen. You can see the box on the left with all the classes we added in on the last page. Under Step 1, select a target completion date. Doesn't matter what you choose, but be sure to select a few years out. Under Step 2, select a semester and choose whatever term is next for you. To place your classes into this term, simply click on the course you would like for that term. The 2 most important classes for you to take as soon as possible are Math and English, because new students will have priority to register in those classes and they fill up quickly. Additionally, most college-level classes assume a certain level of writing ability, so you want to increase your writing skills to college level as soon as you can. I'm going to add in the Math and English courses in the correct order from the basic skills level as a guide for you. You can see here that the math courses begin with Math 351, followed by 251, and then 205. English progresses from the 300 level to 200 and 1A. You may not see all these Math and English courses because MAP will only add in the Math and English courses required for you based upon your placement test results. You can see that I did not add in any Math or English courses over the summer. The summer term is not a traditional term, so the courses are a much faster pace over the summer, and students usually take only a class or 2. If you need some math or English review, the summer might be a nice option for you. Otherwise, if you find these subjects difficult, you're probably better off taking them during a regular fall or spring semester. Go ahead and pause the video now and use this as a guide to put your math and English courses in the correct order. Now we're ready to input the rest of our courses. As a new student, you will want to add in Counseling 140 your first term. If you already have some background in Spanish, this is a great time to start Spanish courses as well, because there will be some review. Then we want to put the remaining Spanish courses in the correct order. This will give me some time to increase my English writing skills to be better prepared for classes like U.S. History or Political Science 1. I'm going to pause the video now to add in the remaining courses to give you a sample plan that is completely mapped out semester by semester. 12 units per semester is full-time, which is about 4 classes. If you're working full-time, about 40 hours a week, a class or 2 is probably the most that you can take and do well. If you're working about half-time, maybe 20 hours a week, 2 to 3 classes would probably be manageable for you. If you're working just 10 or so hours a week, a full load of classes is probably manageable for you. But how many classes you are able to take and do well in is really an individual decision and depends on many personal variables. So you'll want to discuss this with your counselor. You can see that on my plan, I will finish in just about 2 years. Though it is possible to finish 60 units in 2 years, many students take a third year or more because of the need to work and complete prerequisite classes. You don't want to rush to finish and take too many classes and jeopardize your grades, because this will just end up taking longer in the end. Take the time you need to do well in your classes. Congratulations for making it this far. At this point, you're ready to meet with a counselor and have your plan approved. You don't want to have your registration jeopardized by not having your plan approved by a counselor, so please call 582-4572 to schedule an appointment or drop by the counseling office in the Student Services Center. Please do this as soon as you can because counseling appointments fill very quickly and it can take some time to get an appointment. We'll see you in counseling.